All right, everybody. My name is Brant Phillips, and another real estate investor, real estate agent, high producing real estate entrepreneur has made the decision to partner his business with eXp Realty. Everybody, this is Duy Nguyen. Duy, how you doing, my friend?
Good, brother. How you doing?
Good, man. Doing great. Doing great, man. Super excited, man, to have you on the team, collaborating with you. We're talking about doing masterminds and training and helping agents and doing some more investment deals because of this, partnership. So why don't you just introduce everybody and tell them about yourself and let everyone get to know you a little bit.
100%. So my name is Duy Nguyen. I'm out here in Winter Haven, Florida. So if you don't know where that's at, we're dead center, Florida, between Tampa and Orlando. So primarily, I started as an investor. Started back in 2012. I became an agent here in 2016. It just kind of made sense with everything that I was doing. Went full time in 2018. Now we do fix and flips, wholesale, agent stuff, new construction, and then I'm getting into more multifamily and development stuff.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, the funny thing with me, you mentioned it made sense for you to get your license in 2016, and that's what when I first went full time, I started in real estate 2007. Did it while working my full time job for a couple years. I left my full time job in 2009, and I got my license right before I went full time. So I thought, hey, let me get this license just in case. I was already doing transactions. But I found for my kind of path was I was so dang busy. I was just so doggone busy after I quit my job and going full time, which was good. I didn't have time to do a lot of the agent stuff. So most oftentimes I relied on a buddy of mine who was licensed, and my sister-in-law got licensed. So they ran my transactions, so that was great. But I'll tell you, and that worked for a really long time. But whenever I saw eXp and what they had to offer, I was like, man, you mean you're going to give me stock in the company? You're going to give me an additional income stream? You're going to give me leads? Now you're going to give me medical insurance? I was like, I had to stop and take a look. So what kind of tell me about, how you got introduced to eXp and kind of what caught your attention with the model?
I was introduced to eXp probably about a year ago, and they kind of just sent me a video. Didn't really tell me what it was. It was just like a Facebook message. Hey, check this out. So
Yeah.
I never watched the video. I didn't understand it. Didn't know what
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah.
I had kind of the misconceptions other people had with
Yeah.
that type of business model when you don't know it.
Yeah.
So Max introduced me, and then we had that
Yeah.
webinar or Zoom meeting.
Yeah.
It just kind of made too much sense not to do it.
Yeah.
I was trying to grow a brokerage with my partner that I do a lot of new construction stuff with. It's just to supplement our investing business, and there's just nothing like that I can give to our agents. That type of training, that type of resources, and really just for myself as well. And how much I can incorporate to my business now. So it just made too much sense not to join eXp.
Yeah. Whenever I was introduced by a friend of ours, Connor Steinbrook. But what I did was, I know I think you have three kids or two,
Yeah,
three kids. Boys. Okay. Yeah. Three boys. So I've got three boys too, and two girls. And so whenever I sat down with my wife and because when I saw the model, I was just, as an entrepreneur, I'm like, I can't think of any reason I shouldn't do it business wise. Like to me, it was a no brainer. But at the same time, I was like, we got to be careful with our time. You don't want to lose focus on what your core business is and family and the more important things. So I sat down with my wife and I actually asked my wife, I said, hey, I want you to watch this video, but I want you to think of reasons why I shouldn't do it. So one, I was hoping she kind of find some flaws in the model that I missed, or just say you're too busy. We've got 5 kids. You don't need to add anything else to your plate, which is what I thought she would say because she's told me that a number of times before when I've been thinking about doing certain things. And she watched it and she was like, "No, you better do that." And that was what I thought. I was like, "Man, I've been with the company 24 months now." And that was the thoughts, when I was watching. I was like, man, it almost seemed too good to be true when I really looked at it. And I was like, not only will it, be an additional income stream, not only can I earn stock, and I've earned over 5,000 shares in 2 years, which is really good. It's trading very well on the NASDAQ now. But I was like, man, I can grow my core business at the same time without taking me away from my focus, and really find some efficiencies. There's several pieces of software we no longer have to pay for because we get it free with eXp. And the big thought I had too was like, I'll probably experience a lot of regret and kick myself really hard in a few years if this company takes off like I think it can and I don't do it. And here I'm 2 years into it, man, and it's one of the few things in life or business where I say it's turned out better than I thought it would turn out. So you're new, man. So just a week or two into it. So I know it's early, but just share with people, because there may be agents watching this. They've heard misinformation, or maybe they have some concerns. What's your experience so far in terms of? I know you have several transactions already going through. Support, the efficiencies, or problems. Like, what have you seen?
Well, it is a big learning curve.
Yeah.
So our brokerage, we're just a flat fee small broker, and then before that, just came from a small brokerage where I was his only agent. So yeah. I've never actually dealt with the big, brokerages like Keller Williams or eXp before. So there is a bit of a learning curve there. Mm-hmm. There's a lot more rules and regulations, but it's actually for the better, right? So the way that we were doing things before probably wasn't the best. We don't document things properly.
Yeah.
And so being an investor, you kind of work in that gray area. You just kind of want to do what you have to do and all that. But the support has been amazing. You get your own concierge. So it's basically, I just shoot it right there in that workplace, and I get an answer within seconds. Jumping into the eXp world. I jumped in there yesterday and sat down with a broker immediately and handled all my issues.
Yeah.
This is an amazing system. The efficiencies are awesome. Like, I've never experienced anything like it. Yeah. There's
a learning curve, but when you do it, it's like, man, it's so efficient with the softwares and the support, and how literally I can hop on my phone and I've got the app, and there's 700 or whatever it is full-time employees in specialized departments sitting there ready to help. Well, cool, man. So what's the best way, like, people to get in touch with you? I think you've got a networking group that you're running. I know things are a little bit different in the time period that we're recording this during COVID, but what's the best way for people to reach out to you who maybe want to learn more about eXp? They maybe have an investment deal they want to send your way, because I know you're buying a lot. So what's the best way for people to get in touch with you?
I would say email or Facebook.
Okay.
That would be probably the best.
Cool.
My phone's attached to my hips.
So I got you.
Me, email me, message me. I'll answer you pretty quick.
Cool, man. Cool. Well, man, I appreciate you coming on. I just like to introduce new team members and let everybody see what's going on here at eXp Realty, why we're growing so quickly, and especially whenever real estate. There's so many real estate investors now that they get it. We look at Than Merrill from Fortune Builders, some of the top home investors franchisees are coming on, other big players in the investment space as well. The broker, the agent space, they've been coming on. But it's cool now. We've got more like-minded real estate entrepreneurs that are getting it, seeing the efficiencies, and growing their business with eXp. Well, Duy, I appreciate you coming on, my friend. I really do.
Thanks, Brant. I appreciate it, man. I'm excited.
Yeah. Excited to have you on. Everybody, thanks for watching this. If you have questions about eXp, maybe you're in the Florida market, any market, hit Duy up, and just give him a shout, and or hit me up. Either of us would be happy to help answer any questions you have and show you, private presentation on how we're growing our business with eXp Realty. All right, Duy, take care.
Thanks, Brant.
Later, bud.